So good afternoon and welcome to Team Harrhy. We are at the workshop and we're going to be having a chat with both Nigel and Jake about the 2019 season and the 2020 season coming up. We'll have a look at the car preps, we'll ask their opinions about the tracks, etc., what's happening there. And we've got loads and loads of questions from everybody, so we do thank you for sending them in. We're just first of all going to say good afternoon, lads. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
It's about time I did one of these since I'm part of the team, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well the reason you're here is because it's Jake's 21st. Jake was 21 yesterday, and it's his party tonight, so of course we've invited you down for his 21st.
So obviously we're going to say happy birthday, Jake, for yesterday.
Yeah.
You're now a man.
21.
Well, sort of.
Not a lot's changed.
No, it hasn't, has it? Oh, well.
Just another number.
We've got a baby as well.
Of course.
He's buying a house as well, so everything's changing in this life.
Brilliant. Excellent. So we're going to start with the 2019 season then. So we had one race win each, wasn't it?
You won a race, didn't you? Did you win a Grand National?
Yeah, I won a Grand National, yeah.
Bellevue?
Bellevue, yeah.
Well, but you won a final year before, didn't you, as well at Bellevue? So.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then I won a heat. Oh, I should have won two heats actually. I should have won the whites and
two. I know.
At King's Lynn. And I was gutted because I come from the back as well. I come from like last, for like 30 something to first to get to the front, and got done on the last bend. And then I was gutted, and then went out and won the next race. So over the moon.
The whites and yellows would have been a good one to win because the whites and yellows is a hard race.
It is a hard race.
Everyone's in it.
I know.
And it's a 30-car lineup.
It was
as well. I come from the back. It was a brilliant race.
Yeah,
One of the best races I've ever had to get to the
race.
front, and I got gutted to lose on the last bend. And then
you got to the lead. You got to the lead, and then it was you and Austin back.
And Austin got me on the last bend.
Yeah, he did.
But then to win the next race was brilliant, and to beat with John Lund behind me was even better. And then of course I ran round, I was so excited.
Well, I've got a question about that in a minute, actually, about you winning rounds.
Brilliant.
Excellent. And then we're just I had a quick look at the points for the qualifiers for 2020, and you're both already right next to each other. Yeah. 12 and 13 points. Yeah, Jake's on 13, and you're on 12, Nige. Yeah. So you can't keep apart, can you?
No.
Point on it.
Another point.
You didn't even qualify last year.
No, semi-final, I didn't do that.
Brilliant. Right, so like I said, we've got loads of questions in. So some of them a bit like arty, some are a bit serious, so we'll just crack on. Christopher Braden has asked what your funniest moment in the sport has been up to now. The funniest.
Well, funniest, but I'd say funny in a way when you fell off the back of the truck. Yeah, because that was just such a freak thing, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Ryan Harrison was giving us free tyres. Ryan Harrison gave us free tyres because something we did about the compound of the tyres, and the people that bought tyres, we got every six we'd bought give us free tyre. So I decided to fit a tyre out the track. It was on the back of the truck with tyre levers and fell off the truck.
Yeah.
Broke my elbow.
So it was like a freak thing. It's sort of something that you laugh about afterwards. He did break his arm, but we didn't even start the meeting. You know what I mean? We went all that way.
Funny thing this year, me and Jake are on the way to the AGM for the this year's AGM like 2 months ago, at the end of the season, 3 months ago.
Tuesday night.
Halfway there, Jake gets a phone call that Laura's going, waters are broken because the baby's coming. So halfway there, we turned round and came back. I dropped him at the belfry, and Jenny, his mum, come and picked him up. And I went on to the AGM. And then we've been trying for 3, 4, 5 years to get rid of this front tarmac tyre. Yes. This one here, Brian. This one here. Been trying to get rid of this tyre and put a shale tyre on here. And I voted for it again. And 16 of us voted against it and 16 for it.
Yeah,
and Jake was with me and we were going to vote against it. So if it hadn't been for that phone call, we'd have got rid of this tyre and that would have got a shale tyre on there.
So your bloody kid was getting involved already?
The worst
kids already.
I got to the hospital, got into the room, and then she was like, right, we're going home. We're sent home.
Right.
That was due to start and they were on Friday morning.
And to make matters even worse, I called you, and you hadn't even started the meeting yet. I said, I'll blast over now, it'll take me about 50 minutes. And you were like, nah, we're all right. Yeah. 15 minutes later, I got home from the hospital. We're halfway through already.
It was, the first half went really quick.
Right.
That always happens.
I was like, he was like, nah, don't bother coming. And I was going to go, I was going to drive over. Yeah. And sure enough, you hadn't finished 2 or 3 hours later. So I would have made it, and I would have made the vote.
So a load of it. Well, 16 for it and 16 against. In fact, he did Tom Harris's disco the other week, and Tom Harris said, "Well done, Jackie." Well done, because he wanted to keep that time out of time, and the rest of us didn't.
We've got quite a lot of people watching, so thank you very much. We've actually got Johnny, who is the commentator at Bristol, watching.
we're
You
going
see
there
the
this year,
radio
aren't
show.
we? Yeah,
That's his question. Are you going Bristol?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
there.
Are you
Jake
going
will race.
to actually race as well?
No,
do you
Jake will
think?
race. No, we've got 3 cars here now.
Yep.
We've got a shell car each, and
Yep.
We've got 1 tarmac car, which is
us.
obviously my old tarmac car, which we've had Frankie's raised the roof for us. We've lowered the floors, put side exhausts on it. So for Jake's, we've set that car up for Jake. Leaf Harris has had it, set it up, and so Jake's just doing tarmac. No, not me.
So yeah,
Okay.
we'll be at Bristol. Yeah.
Yeah, we're-
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look
bit,
forward to it as well.
excellent. Yeah, it's a long way though.
Not for us, 2 hours.
Oh, it is for me. 4 hours.
Never
I've not been yet actually, so I probably will go. James wants to know favourite boy band.
Take that.
I was just about to say take that.
Brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant.
Excellent. Ken M would like to know when you're both racing on shale, do you set the cars up the same, or do you have your own setups?
No. Last year, a lot of people won't believe this. Last year, I didn't do tyre pressures or staggers or wasn't bothered at all. I just go out and race for fun. Jake's serious. You've got to be serious on tarmac anyway, but Jake's really serious about his tyre pressures and staggers.
Tell me about it.
When we refurbished my shell car, I copied Dad's shell car.
Right.
So when I first started with the refurbished car,
Yes.
it was identical to yours, and it didn't work. The 2 cars didn't work, just purely where the engine sits. So I made a lot of changes, and then ended up winning at Bellevue. So it did work out in my favour that changing the car. So different setups did work.
No, Jake's had the top choice of tyres all last year. Jake's had the
Okay.
best tyres every time. He's had the best shocks, and now he's had the best engine as well for this year. So my engine's going into this car.
Right.
So
Okay.
I want to give him the best chance. I'm just racing for fun now.
Question off Ian, who's watching. Best looking team cars on the circuit. Love to see you both racing
you.
together.
Thank you.
What's your favourite track of what's left?
Well, Compton was brilliant. King's Lynn now, isn't it?
Yeah.
King's Lynn's.
I thought you'd say that, yeah.
Good.
I like Bellevue.
I do well at Bellevue.
Yeah.
It's my best
Yeah,
track
no,
performance.
yeah.
Definitely the best
I
track
tell you what
performance.
as well, I did like Stoke as well.
Did you?
Stoke and Bellevue. Obviously King's Lynn's the best. It's the fastest, it's the smoothest, it's the best track. The facilities is brilliant. I love King's Lynn. But as a proper stock car track, yeah, Bellevue probably. I like Bellevue.
Yeah, I had a third in the Grand National there
You
last
can-
year.
you
Give me some enthusiasm.
You
for
can
them to
you
win this
can
year.
drive it differently. People have different driving styles, and it's a proper stock car track, isn't it?
My car's gone better there since Frankie set it up for me 2 winters ago.
Yeah. Oh, Kim's watching. All right, Kim. How you doing, mate?
Kim.
Get some work done. Richard has asked, any plans on self-building over the next few years?
Well, it looks like a mini next, really.
Yeah, Ninja
11
Kart,
years
in it.
ago, 11 years ago,
It'll be a Manco F2 first, won't it?
The building a car would be hard work, I think. Refurbing is hard, isn't it?
Refurbing's hard work, yeah.
Building a car would take a lot of time.
Yeah,
Maybe one day.
maybe one day. And who's the driver you most respect or fear? So who do you most respect, first of all, both of you? Present or
I
past?
used to respect.
I think Frankie.
Yeah, I was just about to say Frankie and Stuart. I remember them coming past me at Sheffield once.
Who do I fear?
And I moved out of the way, and I was like, I need to get out of the way. Them two.
Matt Newson. Matt hits me harder than anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Danny hits me hard as well, so.
I don't fear anyone. I fear everyone.
Yeah, equally.
Equally, yeah. But I respect Stuart and Frankie. Right.
This is a question for you, Nigel. I'm not sure what you'd say about this one. Do you feel protective of Jake when you can maybe see in the race he's getting battered about or
he's
anything?
Big enough look after himself, isn't it? I can understand how Frankie was concerned about Phoebe when Phoebe started, but he said he's not bothered now. You know, she can look after herself. She's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant. So he said that when she started racing. But no, you don't need to.
Excellent. Another one for you, Nige, sorry, from Spider-Man. You've had all the awards for Personality of the Year and things like that on
last year,
Stuxnet.
yeah.
Would you swap it all for one final win?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Well, I won a final, didn't I? Got it took off me at the scales. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Now, one for you, Jake. Obviously, Nigel used to race Speedway. Roy B would like to know, did you ever have a go?
Speedway.
Or have you had to go on Speedway bikes before, or any other type of bikes or anything?
I used to have bikes when I was younger. I used to have motocross bikes and growing up around bikes, to be honest with you, but I never had to go on a Speedway bike. Something I'd like to do. Yeah.
Too big now, Jake.
All right.
6'6".
Have you kept any bikes at all from back then? No.
Well, same as any sport. When you sell up, you need the money. You sell the bike or the engine or because the money's just sitting there, isn't it?
And Kim's actually sent the question in. Is he the best looker of the team? Kim, is he the best looking lad?
No, my missus
No.
is.
Best looking lad?
Oh, that. Oh, I thought you said best looking team member.
That's definitely no anyway, isn't it? 'Cause he's got no hair and he's
Next
fat.
question, Kim.
A bit like me, yeah. Somebody asked, Les asked what your favourite battery was. I don't understand that one. I don't know if that's an in-joke or anything. No? Okay, no problem. Ben Howard. We interviewed Ben a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right. And he said he wanted number 44. And my brother's got the number, and I messaged Ben and said if he wants number 44, he can have it. So
Excellent.
My brother won't race again.
He was just wondering if we could arrange some sort of Brisca fishing competition out of
We've
season,
got a
really.
big tournament on now today, which I'm running today. So yeah.
But he has put you're not allowed to be in it though.
Oh, right.
Home advantage and all that.
Yeah, that's what I do. Run fishing matches.
Excellent. Chris Wiseman's asked, what's your thoughts about where Brisca will be in, say, 10 years' time?
Well, it's not good, is it? It's not good. To lose 4 tracks in the last 4 years has been a disaster. It's been the worst ever. Well, I'm sure we've lost 4 tracks in 4 years before, but not when we've got a small amount of tracks. Well, a dozen tracks down to 8 or whatever we've got left now. It's a disaster. And if it carries on like this, there'll be none left, will there?
And yourself, Jake, same sort of feeling?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think losing Birmingham will be a big loss. Birmingham's a well-known track, and it's used by every formula, so I think that'll be a big loss. And I don't know, we sort of need to get people like Rob Speak behind us. You know, he's a proper promoter. You know, him and Matt Watson, they own the tracks, and they look after them well. They put a lot of work, a lot of money into them. And that's the type of people we need. You know, they're brilliant. You know, so that's the type of people we need behind us.
Now, I've had a message off Derek. This is more of a statement rather than a question. Make sure your back engine mount is squared so you don't have any clutch problems this year. Don't fairest.
We've had trouble with 2 of the cars.
Yeah, let's not talk about clutches.
No, okay. Well, I've been asked to say it. Plans.
We're sorted now. No, they're good now. They're sorted.
They're good.
Yeah,
and I know we say this every year, but any plans for racing in Holland at all?
Well, yeah,
think?
the problem is with our business here, we're a golf club and a fishing club here, and we work Saturdays and Sundays. You know, so to knock off on Saturday lunchtime and go to a meeting on Saturday night or race on a Sunday is perfect for us. But to get away for a whole weekend is difficult.
You know, you've got to take the Friday and the Monday off.
Yeah, it's difficult for us to be away from work because we all alternate. It's a family business.
Sam Wass has been on. This is for Nigel. What on earth made you run round the track at Kings Lynn? Oh. And how long round was it before you regretted it?
No, I didn't regret it at all. Still don't regret it to this day. Just loved it. I always wanted to do it. If I could win in front of a big F1 crowd, and like nothing better than to win at Kings Lynn with a big crowd like that. Oh, loved it. Someone criticised me, so I thought it was world champion. Yeah, so I did. You know,
every win is like a championship.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I said it the other day.
That's what's so good about it.
When we win, we like to show it. You know what I mean? It's like a championship win because we don't win often. You know, same with other people. I've seen people, you know, lower graders win, and it just makes the whole season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've both had a win this season, and it keeps us going for next season. I was speaking to Paul Carter once, and he said, I'm going to race next year because I won a consolation at Skeg, and that made me want to race again next year. So
I think I've won 14 now, and it's fantastic.
Well, I think I've said that myself, actually. You know, it feels like when you guys win a race, it's like the whole team have won the race, isn't it? It makes you feel brilliant.
That's the brilliance of stock cars with the whites, yellows, blues and reds. Wherever we sit, we think we can beat the guys in front of us and we can win. And it gives you a fair handicap system. The handicap system is brilliant. And we've all got a chance of winning. And we all get a share of winning. That's what keeps us all enthusiastic.
I've had a question off Mark Covington. Cheers for that, Mark. Do you think all oval tracks should be promoted under one promoter? And work
rules.
for the formula?
Rules are different tracks. You know, signing in's different, and payments are different, and on the gates are different, and scrutineering's different, isn't it?
But that's the way it is.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. Yeah. So maybe people will. It don't make it.
But would you think the sport would benefit if we had maybe one person in overall charge, like F1 had back in the day with Bernie Eccleston and stuff?
You don't know. You don't know.
Okay. No, that's fine. No problem at all.
Might be a dictatorship if that was the case.
Yeah, it's true.
I've got Richie Woods.
Rich.
Hi, Rich. Practice and a kebab again this year.
That was good, wasn't it? Yeah, we had a kebab last year.
So, do you want to do that again this year? I think he's saying.
Well, that was at Birmingham, wasn't it? So it's not going to be
we'll
there.
have to see what happens.
The end of the month is what we've heard. End of January, it's going to go.
Right.
But it's a bit of a con, really, because it's run by the council, and the charity is run by the council.
Yeah.
And the charity, the council, £80,000, was it, I think they
Yeah,
said?
something like
Then
that.
paid the bill, or 800, I can't remember if it was 80 or 800. But it's their charity, it's them that own themselves the money. So it's just a con.
To me, they found a loophole to get rid of
It's a
us
loophole.
without providing anywhere else to race, basically, isn't it? Mike Ashcroft wants to know if you're interested in buying Trigger's broom off Lee First, because it went up for sale, didn't it?
I think Mike painted, didn't he?
Yeah, he does, yes, Mike paints.
Mike paints them, doesn't he? You wouldn't get in it. The thing is, we've had that, that's Andy Smith's car with that when we bought that tarmac car. So it's a proper good car. It got a gold roof on it when we bought it. I raced it for 3 or 4 years, and then we've had it modified for Jake. So it is a really good tarmac car.
One for you, Jake, from Adam Ursel, has asked, ultimately, Coventry City or stock cars?
When I was younger, it was Coventry City, and then I was playing football every week when I was younger before stock cars, and then when I come to stock cars, I stopped football. So, and I've stopped going to the football. I've stopped being a season ticket holder. So, as much as I love Coventry City, and I'm actually going to go see them on Tuesday night, it'll have to be stock cars.
Stock cars. Well, you couldn't say anything else, could you, really? No. Just a quick one off James Weeks and Roland. Both have said they really enjoy the blogs that you do.
Okay.
Just wondering when the next one's going to be on.
Yeah, I haven't done one yet this winter, but I said I was going to do a midwinter one. If you want to turn around, you'll see we're in the middle of refurbing the cars now. This car is ready to paint, and that's my shower car, which isn't ready to paint.
Okay.
But they've both got to be done this week, because the sign writer's coming today. He's coming to Jake's party tonight. He's going to come and measure them up today, and then his sign writer them next Saturday. So these both cars have got to be painted this week.
And again, are we going for like a team colours again?
No.
Ah, right, okay.
We've actually got matching suits.
Yeah, we saw that,
We've
yeah.
already ordered the suits, but we never got a nomination this year for the team. So I thought, no point in putting the cars. The cars were identical last year, and the suits and everything was identical. We all had T-shirts, and then we never got a nomination. So I'm not going to bother again.
Excellent. Well, anybody else who's watching, there's about 150 people watching live, which is really good, where a lot of people are going to be at the NEC today at the moment. So any quick questions that you've got coming in, do let me know. So plans for next 12 months then, for the next season? I'm presuming with Jake yourself, it's going to be qualification, etc.
Yeah. I think we'll try and do as many as we can for the first third of the year, which is like the qualifiers and stuff like that. And see where we end up for the semi-finals, and then from there on we just take it meeting by meeting. Really, that's what we did last year. We pretty much did all the meetings the first third of the season, didn't we? And then slowed down a little bit, picked our meetings, and just take it one meeting at a time.
That's the brilliance of the sport, because you can come and go as you feel like it. If you're in a team, you've got to go every weekend. If you're in the team, you've got to. You can't let the team down. But this, you've got to book in by the Tuesday morning, but. You just come and go.
Just see
as
how
you
it
feel
goes.
Like. It's brilliant.
Just take it meeting by meeting.
As you can afford it. We lost 2 engines last year.
Yeah.
We lost 2 engines, so we lost a few meetings when we lost engines. We've got an engine on the floor down there. We've got a spare engine on the stand over there. So we're trying to get a spare engine for next year. So we'll have 3 cars and 4 engines and 4 gearboxes. So we're trying to get more organised, and we've gone up to the 4 9-inch axles on all the cars as well. So we're trying to get more reliability. That's what we don't want to travel all the way to Kingsland and do a diff. First race and then not get out again.
And then for yourself, Nigel, it's going to be concentrating again on the shale.
Just enjoy it.
Just having a laugh.
It's just good fun. And like Jake said, losing Stoke's a disaster.
Yeah. And possibly Bellevue as well in the next 3 months as well.
I think we've got a couple of meetings at Bellevue this year.
Yeah, the talk I heard was June. That's definitely it, I believe.
Right. No track I score consistently score points at. So it'll be whatever. I'm not bothered about points. I'm just enjoying racing.
Excellent. So, usual questions that I've been asking drivers, especially the low-graded drivers, is about costs of the sport. The new shocker that's coming in is supposedly a bit much sturdier, so should last longer. But again, it's having to buy a whole new set of shockers again, isn't it?
I've got 16 in the box over there, which are the old style shocks.
Sit down here.
No, it's all right.
I've got 16 over there, and we've got loads of these. These are the ones that are using now, and they're just aluminium fine threads, and they're rubbish, and they're on all the cars now. So there's another 20 of them to come off, plus the 16 or 20 in that box over there, and then we've got about another 20 of the new type. So it's three or 4 grand.
But in the long run, do you think that will help with costs if they do last longer?
Well, we should use the shocks that are in that box over there.
See, the thing is about this tyre that we've been using, this tarmac tyre, people are putting a new tyre on a meeting, right? And we said we can afford to do that, but we're not going to do it. You know, we can afford to do X, Y, and Z every year. We can afford to buy the shocks and buy tyres and stuff, but we're not going to be silly and throw money away by putting a new tyre on a meeting because it doesn't need it.
We don't want to waste money.
We don't want to waste money.
money. Yeah.
So changing the shocks, well, yeah, they are the better shock and they're a more sturdy.
At least we've got a year
shock.
to run them off, haven't we?
But you know, if they were going to change the shocks, change them back to the Protex because we've all got them.
Because we've all got them in boxes hanging around
just
everywhere.
Mark
spending
Gilman
more
told
money.
me, Mark Gilman told me he
Buy
got
another one.
16 guns worth of Protect shocks.
Get out.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah.
16?
Yeah,
Jesus.
16 guns worth. He said it would cost 16 guns to change, is what he told me. And Mark's got 2, 3, 4 cars now this year with Leon Racing as well. You know, we've all got loads of these Protects under the benches.
Is there no other sport you can sell them onto?
No, not
Do you
worth
know?
a lot, are they? They're not worth much.
Right, okay. I don't know. I just
Just a shout.
thinking.
I think going on to the regulation shocks was an experiment that didn't work.
Right.
So we should have more to go back to the old shocks. There's no point. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
It worked to an extent. It worked, you know.
They're just trying to stop the quick guys like Ryan and Tom and Lee. And
Yeah, but they're still quick.
they're still going to
Yeah,
win.
that's exactly what
It's in
Derek
any
said, actually,
sport.
last week,
In
yeah.
any sport, whether it be darts or golf or whatever,
Snooker,
snooker,
yeah.
the top 10 guys are the best 10. They're the best in the sport. Whatever. If you make them all use the same darts or the same cues,
If
the
Frankie
same 10
jumped
are
in
going to
that
win
car,
because they're the
he's
best.
still gonna win, you know?
Well, yeah, I was going to say that. Frank could jump in
Frank
anybody's
could-
car, couldn't he?
Frank's proved it. He
Yeah.
can jump in any car that he wants, and he will still go out and win.
Yeah.
Because he's
so
such a good
good.
driver. Yeah. Same with Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, he could be in
He
that
could-
car.
they could drive a
at
paper
the
bag,
back,
can't they, those guys?
And he'd still drive the same that he does.
Tom
you know?
drove fantastic last year. After
Yeah.
going to
Oh,
America,
the way he
driving
was
a
going
big
into
car.
those corners
He's just
was-
coming in and he's just
Ugh.
turning lovely and just, yeah, he's got
It's
the car
almost
set
like
up
he wasn't
perfectly.
braking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
car was set
Driving
up and his
lovely.
driving was so good
Yeah.
that he'd just
Chuck
let
it in.
off the throttle and it would just do it for him. You know,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know he said he's driving on his feet, but yeah, he was immense last year. He was really good.
Oh yeah, it was scary watching.
It
As
was
a fan,
wa-
it
it
was
was
scary
watching
watching him chuck it in. How
Yeah.
quick he was going in
it was
to those
entertaining.
corners.
If he makes all use the same tyres and the same shocks and the same everything, Tom's still going to be the best. He's still better than us. Doesn't look like that.
Rather quick question off Richard. Which do you prefer, post and rope fence or steel and Armco fence?
That steel's hard. Is it ever? The thing is with the post and rope, it is soft. If you hit the post and rope, it's quite soft. But if you hit a post, it rips your axle out.
Yeah.
That's the trouble.
Like
that
Sheffield,
post at
yeah.
Sheffield, it can rip your axles out.
Yeah.
But it is soft. I was afraid of it in the post and rope when I first raced post and rope.
Mm-hmm.
But
They say that you can bounce out of the Armco, but we never really.
You never
bounce
bounced.
out. You sort of go in and you stay in sometimes. Sometimes you watch, you know, the top guys in the sport and they fire each other in and they bounce out and fire them back
Keep
in.
going,
and you're
yeah.
like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
we're going to steel seats as well, but there's only one seat that isn't steel, aluminium rather, that we can use. So I've got the new type seat, which is a New Zealand seat. It's just going to be recovered now because it's being recovered this week. So, but
Question
it's
off.
comfortable. It's comfortable. We've got a comfortable seat now.
Question off another Nigel, and this is for you, Nigel. Can you envisage how long you will be racing?
But actually, it's
in
funny
the
you say
future?
that. This is my 10th year. This is my
Yeah.
10th year now. So I don't know. I might call it a year at the end of the year. I don't know.
But if you still enjoy it, why not carry on?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah?
We'll see how I feel at the end of the year. But I wanted to do 10 years. So I'll see how I feel at the end of the year.
Excellent. Well, we've got quite a lot of drivers watching. Joe Booth is
Joe.
watching. Got a few more as well. Quite a lot of people watching live, which is really good. So just coming back to the future then. Like I said, there's a lot of talk at the moment with you just joining Facebook. You might have seen a lot of this if you've been catching up on Facebook about Orky tracks and non-Orky tracks and all this. Everybody understands what the Orky is there for, but do you think they need to start chatting with these independents and trying to get them on board so we can go to them, like, for example, Scunthorpe
we
for
all
one?
need to work together. There's no need to fall out over anything. We all do what we love, and it's stock car racing. So we all need to, sort of stand together, because we're sort of a little bit on our arse at the minute with losing tracks. Losing a couple of fans, losing touch. When I speak to people, they say, "Yeah, I used to go to Coventry." And I'm like, so there's plenty of other tracks, we still race at, come to them. But we all need to work together to sort of bring it together really, and get more tracks, get more people, get more fans. Because without any of that, we're no more, are we? So.
And obviously the Coventry Stadium is still there, so I know people keep saying we've got to move on, etc. But if it's still there, it's still hope.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything with you living around the area, anything at all?
Opposite the stadium, there's a garden centre that's been shut down since 2000. So they built B&Q in 2000, so that's when that closed down. And that's been shut down 19 years now. Right. So the stadium may sit there for 19 years before.
As long as it still stands, we've still got a chance.
Still got 1% chance at least.
The only chance we've got if the developer decides to sell it to get his money back and put his money into something else. But he's just sitting on it. It's just a long-term investment for him.
Excellent.
It's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah. Now,
Shouldn't be allowed.
so we're just going to come to the end. So we'd just like to thank you because I know you're really busy today. We've got the party and everything, and you've got your fishing match that you're doing as well.
Big payout today. They're trying to qualify for farms.
Mainly you do self-sponsor, but there's any sponsors that you do want to say thanks to, or any people that have helped you out in the last number of years?
Same as all drivers. We finance it ourselves. That's how it is. That's how sport is.
We don't really have a major sponsor.
Our own business, our own family business.
And old Brian actually sent me a question. Anybody you'd like to thank who helps you out every week?
Brian, of course. But Brian Owen comes every week and helps us in the workshop as well, which is a great help. Brian Owen comes and helps, and it's invaluable, his help.
Yeah, it gets a bit confusing sometimes, doesn't it? Is Brian your dad, Brian Owen, and Brian me?
Brian and your Brian and Leamington Brian as well. So we've got 3 Brians in the team.
We need to have a code word.
Excellent. So I'd just like to thank you both very, very, very much for doing this today.
That's
it. That's a quick half an hour, isn't it? So, like I said, you're really busy, so we took enough of your time. It's been really brilliant. Thank you very much for your questions, everybody. So we'll just finish by saying, to be truthfully honest, I don't know what I'm doing next week at all. I've just got to sort things out, so I will announce it, who we're doing next week. I'm trying to get Tom and Bradley Harrison as well, if I can, on. But I think Tom's in America at the moment. Is that right? Oh, is he going today? Right. Yeah, we'll just have a quick look at this one. So I'll try and get Tom when he comes back from America, hopefully. So we'll let you all know. So this one is the...
That's my shell car.
Nigel Shell car, right. So
spare engine we just built in now.
So this is the one you just painted?
No,
right, sorry. Oh, yeah, because obviously...
The spare engine.
Right.
We've just painted. This car's being painted this week.
This week, right, okay.
Yeah, it's being signed next
so
week.
it's the end one that's been painted.
Yeah,
right. I should know. I haven't got my glasses on. They all look the same at the moment. My eyes are blurred. So that's it. Thank you very much. Cheers for everybody watching. Been really good. And we will see you soon. Thank you very much.